All right, what's going on there, folks? Welcome to episode number 7 of Mind Over Madness. I am one of your hosts, Loomis, and this one was we always do Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, but it's just been it's been a wild um well, it's been a wild freaking whatever, but the past 2 weeks though, it's a lot though has been going on. Uh personally, with me and with my father and stuff like that. There's like, weeks, barely like month left. He's on home hospice, all that type of stuff. So if there's any inaccuracies or stuff like that, as far as like if the live goes or whatever, then obviously, yeah, families first. I'm going to attend to those. And also, the reason though why my partner Keith isn't here is because my man lost his voice. And I was talking to him today because I had a great day today. I went up to Larry Rolla's, and we got the film for the documentary, and I'll get into that though in a second though. But let me move this up though because my hat and that thing's the way it's glaring. But so I'm driving home. I'm talking to Keith on the phone, and he's like, I'm like, Jesus, I'm like, still, like, it was still, I'm like, so, like, I'm like, where were you, man? Like, I'm thinking, like, he's like at a fucking Slayer concert or something like that. He's like, no, man, I didn't even yell or whatever. So I was just like, all right. So, yeah. So then it hit me though. We were like having a conversation for like a half hour, and I'm like, why are we talking? Just don't talk. Stop talking. So get well, Keith. And, um, it's nothing though, like, serious or anything though, like that. It's just he lost his voice. But so he absolutely though wasn't though coming on though tonight. And I don't blame him though, because I barely was able to get what he was saying, but it's rough. But get well, Keith. He's not in pain, he doesn't have his fucking voice, So this is just like a random, but I'll get into a few things. And what is this? No, sorry, a pop-up. That Geek Squad up Best Buy, I'm having a word with them tomorrow. Just because I took this thing up there twice in 2 weeks. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, like today, great day. Just got to go up and now if you guys know, I'll actually, you know what though, I'll actually play though the video. This is just like a random though little live. And so why not? Actually, I can't, because why didn't that video though go up? That makes no sense. Well, I can't put up the video, but I was gonna put up though the video from the scene though from Casino though, where he's like, "Don't fuck with me, Al," and Mr. Alfred Natoli, he was a legend, a musician. Ed Sullivan, he was on Ed Sullivan. He's Joe Pesci's double, is stand-in in every one of his movies. He's also, if you ever seen in the movie Casino, the gentleman where Pesci's like, "You fucking degenerate children at home. Don't fuck with me, Al. Don't fucking don't make a fuck out of me, Al." And it almost has like the record for like most times, like saying, "Fuck yeah, that's him right there." What a gentleman. And him and his wife are just great people. And we were at Annabella's with them. Thank you, Larry Rolla. And anyone watching, if you don't know who Larry Rolla is, I suggest to put that in your search engine or go to larryrolla.com and watch a couple though of his videos. Great man, and just absolute insane story as well. But what a day this was. And I literally had a bunch of stuff loaded up too to pop up and show though, because I just wanted to show you the restaurant, but it just looked it was just real cool. And then I got to go up on the piano and start playing. I was just, people around, stuff like that. And they're like, "Yeah, go ahead." And I was like, "Rust, I haven't played in a while," but I was like, fuck it, why not? And but just what a day. And I just want to say thanks to everyone who is on that documentary front. And this is coming too. Sure, I'm speaking on the behalf of the Buffalinos that are reaching out, and just this thing's just snowball. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me. You know what I mean? Every time you take your time, you're out to head it, you get pulled in just to something new. And I believe that goes for the respect that that family has. And if you think about it, like, yeah, of course, the mafia is not a good thing. It's not like, it's not glorious, it's not glamorous. But like, when you hear of certain families and certain members and stuff like that, when it comes down to Russell Buffalino, Angela Buffalino, the Buffalinos from around here, like, you never hear a bad word though about them. And that even went from law enforcement and to councilman around here, made him man of the year. I had the plaque right there from 1967. Excuse me, he's the only one who's tied um into that life. And I just just didn't, like, you always hear like something like, well, obviously on Sammy Gravano and other ones and stuff, but I just never hear anything. You just and he loved here from the neighborhood. I mean, this is where he lived, but it just, that's what's remarkable. It's like, man, like, I can't find one person. And tonight, Al even said, and I was going to show it. Sure, he was just like, not a bad, like, not, can't say a bad word about the guy. But let's be honest, like, the guy, like, was extremely, extremely like powerful too at the same time. But he had like, that's that the old timers did it right. This whole new flash shit, all that, no. But some of the stuff that the old timers are doing is legal now, gambling, all that type of stuff, though. But they did it right. And I'm not saying that it's condoning it or whatever, but hey, some mobsters, go home and are still acting that way and killing and just being a wacko at the bar and acting like this or whatever. Russ gave everything to this community and people jobs and all that. So, the duality of that is says enough. And I'm not trying to be an apologist for him. I'm just saying though. But what I will though say is though that the family, Joe Buffalino, Donna, Christina, who I'm with now, are the most incredible people. And with what I've been going through, and I want, including Keith, who isn't on though right now, get that voice better, Keith. And without meeting Keith and having like that project though going on, and with what's going on though with my father, it's, and if people are like, why does he keep bringing it up? I'm very transparent. You don't like it, fuck it, get going. But my point being though, and I'm not being rude or ignorant, it's just, this show here is just brutally honest, no filter. We just are going to say how it is. Going to have all types of interesting, great people on. And speaking of interesting, fantastic, great people, I understand, 9/11, though, 24th anniversary, though, just passed, though. But Tom and Gene, if you guys haven't seen their episodes, check them out. That's the tip of the iceberg for what they have done, though. But I mean, with the, they were there at the Pentagon. They were in charge of the actual evidence, and just hearing it, and from someone that was just not just there, but I mean, in charge of the actual evidence. Could you imagine the amount of it and all that? And just, they're bad. They're just great people, and you could tell they love each other. Like, they're just like great couple too. Like, just old, like, I don't know, values. I love that shit, and family oriented. And just like tonight, Alfred and his wife, I was just like, because Alfred's, I believe he's 94. You could even look up his IMDb. If you just Google his name, he's on, I mean, he's from Ed Sullivan to, I think it was over 30 movies. And he was, every single movie Joe Pesci was in, he was in. So put it that way. But, you know, I just like seeing that, the old school values and stuff like that. It seems like we don't have that though these days. Technical problem. Sorry, Keith. Yeah, I think I was already on, but but thank you, my man. I appreciate that. But at least though this will get recycled though tomorrow for people, because like, so Keith hits me up. I fly out to Jersey today. Not fly like in a plane, but I drive out to Jersey today to go and meet Alfred. Like, I pick up Larry, and then we go to the restaurant. And the whole time though in my head, I'm like, shit, like, like, I'm like, I gotta get back though for 7 and blah blah blah. And even though when we were done though at the restaurant, I think it was like 2 2:30ish or whatever, even though Larry was like, he had his podcast and something that he's working on, which I'm not going to talk about because he didn't give me permission to, but it's like an invention type thing, which is incredible. But, and patent and all that stuff, but I'm not going to get into it though. It was just, that was 2:30 and didn't know when you hit that traffic though. I got caught in that. So 7 p.m. wasn't happening. And then I just told Keith I'm gonna run it tomorrow at 7 p.m. But then I really thought about it. And then I had to help my father with something. And I was like, it's 10 o'clock. I mean, no one's gonna be on anyway, but the show must go on. And so here I am. And yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking with it though. But for anyone though who's watching this, I don't have one. Actually, I have to run it by Keith because I didn't go. I mean, I talked to Keith today from what I could fucking understand from him. But sorry, Keith. But wow. I mean, I could have sworn you seen Pantera, Slayer, Sabbath, like every scream. But you're like, no, you yelled all. Holy shit. But you're a fast talker like me. I do lose my voice at times though from talking because I'm a but plus I'm fucking real loud. Trying to work on that though, it's hard. That's just the brain playing ping pong too fast. But what are you gonna do? We are who we are, But and I still even put it up as this is an official episode number 7, and we're rolling with it. So what Mind Over Madness though is going to be bringing though to you though is, and this is what I was talking about running by Keith with, was there's one guest that is just would be absolutely though fantastic, which I already think is boom, and very well known and should be very well known for for the service that he's done. That we got that though coming up. We have Keith's going on the Ian Big Show too in October, which is fantastic. It is actually October, excuse me though. So in a couple of weeks. So that's good stuff right there, Keith. Well deserved. I love that show. I love that kid, man. I say kid, he's older, but like he looks young, but and he was in prison and stuff like that. He's like that. Yeah, I bet Ian Big Stove that type. People think, oh yeah, and then you try him, and I bet he could, trust me. But I enjoy him though, and good job though, Keith, in getting that. And I can't wait to, that's going to be a fun one for sure. But Larry Rolla though, who we were going to be having on a couple of Sundays ago, but so that's why we don't announce exactly when episodes. Even though I did with Tom and Jeans, I announced one and I got it though wrong, and that's because, and I'm going to use it as an excuse. I don't care. I take care of my pop constantly, and I when I could work in that, he actually got 2 gallons of, because the belly gets so huge, he had 2 gallons of water removed. And so when I was there overnight, boom, that's when I was able to finish their part 2 episode. So forgive me on time and stuff with stuff like that. And but that's why. But the interviews though are absolutely though going though to for example, say we interview Bobby, who's and Bobby was on the live, but we're going to do Bobby's story and the hard life of Bobby Bright. That's what I called that when I interviewed him a long time ago on the other channel. But I mean, I got, what other title can there be? And just a great guy right there. And he just did the live with us, but we're going to have him back though for the pre-record, edit it up and tell him his life story. I also have Gerard Gilroy as well though too, who also though just talked to it's just him on camera though, just talking and stuff like that, and just another huge inspirational though story. My real good friend though, Linda Scarpa as well. In time, you will see her though on here. You will see this show here is. You see keyboards, and I can't believe my editor. Oh, look, no shame at all. Puts a freaking. I got it. I even write, and I just really noticed that. Puts a syringe. I'm like, what are you doing? Sorry, but I mean, because I blew that up, and I actually never noticed that. But unbelievable. Anyway, but that Mind Over Madness is a show about addiction, and about getting better from addiction. I mean, it's about a lot of things. We just talk to people from all different sorts of life, but our main mission here, what me and Keith want to do, is absolutely be there to help others. And Keith went through it. He's on 7 years. November 26th will be 4 if I get there for me. I just say if I get there, I always just to not like what like I'd ever dishonor my father ever again with that fucking shit. And it's been an honor, excuse my language, but it's been an honor to be here for him, because if I was out there still doing that, or I'd be dead by now anyway. But bottom line is that I'd never be able to forgive myself and whatever. Bottom line is though that it's an honor, and and I told Keith this today. I told Kevin, shout out to Kevin Donaldson from the Suffering Podcast this today, though, that there's no, what the hell did I say? I just lost my old train of thought, because every time I apologize. Every time I bring up I get like a little emotional. I apologize, and I'm not going to get emotional, but it makes me forget. But man, I wish I could hit instant replay 5 seconds back, but I just had something real good to say. I don't know how the hell though I even forgot that though. Oh, like just being just having a just great like the day pipe, just being positive, and just how that, there's a lot of people out there that like to try to step over other people to get ahead in life, and I apologize about the delay there. But that's how my brain works. But when you're truly honest, but you don't look for it though. You don't like, you don't look for it. You don't be like, okay, I'm gonna be good and not try to be a apologies about the microphone, because if I do that, um, why that just had to happen, and I just keep losing all my train of thought. Oh, if anyone can hear me, then yeah, that should I just pulled that microphone out. My apologies. But stepping over other people to get ahead to try to get something real quick. Um, you know, and there's so much of that out there that it's just unbelievable when you actually find those people though that aren't though like that. And like ever since like first 2 years sobriety were, it was tough, and still, had like little like lies that I would say like even 2 years in and stuff. But then there just comes a point though, like where you like you can't even lie like anymore, right? Like you really genuinely like can't. And that's what it's like all about. Like when you're just like, oh, I mean, obviously, like we don't say everything that goes on in our sick freaking crazy heads at times, right? No, but I'm saying, you know what I mean? Just honesty, just pure honesty, and doing the right thing. Not because like you're like, okay, if I do the right, no, because you genuinely just want to do the right thing. Like, and I'm just happy that I have that feeling. That's what I remember I said to too. Like I remember not remembering gratitude, like not knowing what gratitude was. Like whenever they would bring that up in those meetings, I would just be like gratitude. I'd be like how like and like I used to want to freaking punch the guy right in the freaking face. Every one of them who was like, "It's a beautiful life," and I'm like this, like totally sick. I'm like, yeah, oh, but it could even still 4 years almost later, you could remember it. But my point being though is that there really is, you know, it really is a beautiful, beautiful life on the other side. And I'm not preaching the AA shit. I don't even do though the AA, and I'm not putting that down or nothing. It's just I just don't do that. But my point to use though is that but that life upon your wildest dreams, yeah. Like, would I think today that I'd be hanging out though, like with, Alfred, Larry playing piano in front of like a restaurant and this and that, have a partner like Keith, have a thumbnail maker that still has to put because I just noticed that for the first time today. Uh Freaking Jesus. Sorry about that. We're gonna have to get that maybe popped. No, actually, whatever. It is real. I had my problem. I had my problem with fentanyl. And I'm why hide and what that's not gonna help the cause. I had my problem with it. And it's incredible that I'm here. Uh and I was always though with me though, it was always boo I only think growing up, I was only into booze, cocaine, Xanax, and like pain pills here and there. Like that's all I did and weed, like just the small stuff, weed. And then I'm talking about like when you can actually do coke and not like how it is though these days. And I like how Billy Strings, the musician bluegrass player, and him and Theo Von in their podcast, they were even talking about it like you can't even have fun though and even try or any of that shit anymore because it's dead. Because I remember when I was in high school, I was the type like, oh yeah. Then I asked, what was that? You know what I mean? That's just how I was because I've always wanted to be a musician. I used to think like growing up as a kid at the rock stars, yeah, drugs, that's cool. And then next thing you know, I'm addicted. And it had a lot more to do with that. It had to do with, I explained a little bit of it on the Suffering podcast. I won't get into it in detail, all of it though, growing up and stuff like that. But growing up, I had a great though family life and all that. But whatever, that's for another time. But my point being is a life like beyond like your wildest dreams, like and like even the project that I'm working on right now, uh, you know, it's just like all these great people. They're just reaching out and just wanting to be a part of it. And then who would think though that the Buffalinos though would want me to do this? Like I can't. It's sometimes when you stop and sit back and spell, you got to be really grateful. And I really understand though gratitude. And I just always remember battle and know that word. And as I'm saying that, that's what I hate about a green screen. Which, by the way, shout out to Costa if he sees this. Just so you know, buddy, tomorrow it'll all be done, and then there will also be I got a nice little light, like with a hang though, like that my buddy James is letting me borrow. Callahan, love him. Shout out to him, Camp Rattler, James Callahan. But it changes like purple, blue, red, that goes up though on it and stuff. So Costa, you're a man. I got another package from him today too, and I'm like, I'm on my way to Larry's in the morning. And I look down on the ground, and I'm like, what? And open it, and yep, you're the man. And I try though to repay, and he's like, no, like he won't even accept. But and they're talking about just genuine, kind souls. I mean, I just truly believe that it's definitely 100% better to give than receive, like unequivocally, without a shadow of a doubt. Like think of all the times that like you receive something, right? Okay, let's say like you owe on bills, right? Or you owe on the mortgage, and like you have like a month like where you're worrying and or stuff like that, and then you get it, and you get through that, or, and all those times, and and I know I'm gonna jump off gear real quick right here though, but even just by saying that though, also think of this, like for people out there too who are struggling or even just normal life, like think of everything that you used to like worry, the word everything that we all used to like worry about or maybe still do worry about. Think about everything you ever worried about in your life ever, all of it in the past. Where is it? Did you get through it? Yeah. And it's like, you know and then I try to like just think of like that way, and then that's what takes me away from the worry. So it takes me out of the future because I always had one leg in the past, one leg in the future, and I could never just be, I'm like this, just probably be better at least medicated because then I would have talked like, but whatever. Nah, I wouldn't want that. This is who I am, and this is I finally know what it feels like to actually be give yourself to credit, like be proud though, like of yourself a little bit. I was like, uh, because it's okay to love yourself. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And it's also okay to not always have to be a fucking tough. Ooh, I'm just telling you. No, yeah, you know what? You are being a tough guy by opening up and talking and getting stuff out. Uh, I'm just gonna be straight up with these right now. Like my pop says, and he has a few weeks left. It's home hospice, and it's all the way like down. And but Zach Wild, and I said this on the Aussie Live. Zach Wild and Kevin Donaldson this past week, actually, because I caught the thing from Zach. And then when I talked to Kevin, uh, you know, Zach Wild's whole point though was I don't get upset like really over those things. Like, of course everyone has a grief. He goes, I get more grateful, like, that I actually had because he was talking about Ozzy, Zach Wild, and he's like, but he brought his father into it too. And he's like, look with my old man, and like with Oz, he's like Ozzy was basically his like second father after, if you know Zach's story. But he looks at it more like, what if I didn't though have that man? You know what I'm saying? But I did. So, like, it makes me smile just thinking that. And, but, a lot of people used to like say too, like, right, like with all that happened and all that, like, oh, maybe Loomis, like, you shouldn't though do the podcasting and for a little while take break, this or that or whatever. But the reason why I always do the Buffalino project and stay on track too is that's what my father absolutely wants. And well, like 100%, dude. And number two, uh I have to, you know what I mean, just to keep the like, my sanity. This is 2 years, in the house though. And he had 6 months on the diagnosis, and he's the toughest son of a bitch. I look back at myself when I'm like, I sneeze and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna get dope sick. Oh, and that man though won't even know freaking take a freaking pain pill. I was I no I yeah he's just got a different I don't know, he's way tougher than me. That's all I could say. Not even on his level at all. Not even on his level. And it just amazes me how you know all humans, not even just him, like like when they know they're just hanging out though, and you're still seeing, and but just tough as nails. And he inspires me, and what he inspired me to the most though to do, instead of being just whine about the fact that I'm about to lose him, is there's a fire in me that's even more lit, that just wants to succeed and wants to make him proud. And he is proud, but I want him to see, and he'll see me. And that's the other part after what Zach Wild said, what me and Kevin Donaldson though got into, and Kevin made some great though valid points. So he's gonna see. So that's the way how I go into it, through the thanks of hearing those two ways of going into it from them. And but you're never prepared. Fuck, you're never prepared when the day but I'm just saying, that's what's going on right now. And in my life. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, me this or that, but I just want to be honest though with our audience so that they understand like what's going on. And I'm not going to mention any names right here though, but I would know like one gentleman though that be a man and actually call me back, instead of being like, oh, he's going to be 10 minutes though late though, knowing my situation, but yet though you sit there and preach about trying to help others. Yeah, fucking call me back. But that said, um, man, I wish Keto could pop up for the other side though right now. With that all those said, yeah, and we're gonna just keep moving forward constantly. And when that day though hits though, Keith though might not might, he could because he's on the StreamYard too. He's gonna have you know his people they'll pop up. I might miss a few episodes. I might not. Who knows? We'll see though what happens. Just letting you know because that's very soon. And so because me and Keith don't want this to be look like not and Keith never was saying like, no, you can't miss a show. Keith's the first one, just like Joe Buffalino and with the project and everyone, Larry, they all tell me your family's first. Of course. But we just want this show to be consistent and to let the audience know what's going on and the growing pains of it. I mean, this is only freaking episode 7, and I don't even consider this an episode because Keith's not even on it with me. But my love of our live streams. But my point being though is that's pretty much though the behind the scenes stuff that's going on. So but we are going to be Tuesday 7 p.m. Eastern rocking it and also dropping pre-records, shorts, all of that stuff. And once Keith's voice gets back, I don't mean to laugh at you, Keith. Because you lost your voice. You're not, you don't got fucking Lifnoni or whatever the fuck. But once Keith though gets back, which will be though on Tuesday, but I'm saying 4 pre-records because we could just boom, 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 and we just want to start banging out videos, getting them out there, and start really, really getting this thing like moving and investing, like even that's why like I'm gonna make it this like studio thing, even though I didn't have to invest. Acosta won't let me invest, but but my point being though is not even stuff like that though, like like even like mics and different angles, and like we're gonna be doing like me and Keith are gonna be actually there's gonna be we're getting together anyway though this month, actually in 2 weeks, and we're going to be filming stuff together, so it's not just going to be screen type stuff. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, it's got a lot of stuff though. Great stuff coming. And anyone though in law enforcement, please, veterans, please, lot. I've been just you grow up, and I grew up like I'd say, well, I mean, my uncle was the chief of police and did a lot of stuff to him, but I'm saying, uh, and then mayor, yeah, but like, so, and my brother's at a probation department and stuff like that. So, small town though, Wilkes-Barre, population of 50,000, but, well, it's Luzerne County. It's not just Wilkes-Barre, but so for on his though and though the job though. But you grow up young and you just be like, oh fuck the cops on, or you just run from them, right? You run from them though. But like when you actually start to get intelligent and look you can really thinking about what they do every day, it's pretty remarkable. Like just think like every night when you get home after work. Um Usually like I'll be like, oh man, I can't wait to get home so I can play on my I can play my instrument, or I could work on this or I could do that. Like, back when I was though at work before I started taking care of my pop. And like that's what like how my mind though would be. Like when you get out of work with on that job and you don't know the next day, like it's just crazy to me. Like usually, okay, an accountant knows the next day he's going to work, he's doing this, blah, blah, I'm not putting down accountants. I'm just saying like you lacing up for battle, potential cr- ins- insane battle that potential. I said every day of your life, and then you got to come home, and then you got to have a poker face, but you don't. Obviously, as Keith says out there, and I don't want to talk in his behalf though, but there's people to talk to for that. But that's why there's the suicide rate in law enforcement though, for retired though, and I believe active is just through the roof, and that's from because everyone wants to be macho and not talk. And not trying to be some guru here, but that is the only medicine though. And I like this is actually my line too, though. And I like it. I told it to Kevin today too. I don't know if I told it to Keith though, but like sobriety is like the best pill you could ever take. It just takes the longest though to kick in. But when it kicks in, boom. But it's just though the truth. But Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going off. I haven't done a solo show. I did one well on the Aussie thing because we just do it. I have another a little tribute thing though that we do for non-monetized, nothing like that. And there's a bunch of people who are involved. Anyone's involved on that channel. So, but last I did a live by myself. I don't know because then I had Christo from up there. You know that I just haven't got my rounds in, like by yourself. It's not as easy as it looks when you just sit here and talk. Even though, there's that doesn't you can't see an audience, you can believe me, you can feel the camera and stuff like that. You lose it though at times because I'm trying to remember, like, don't mess up, don't mess up. But yeah, that's pretty much though that's pretty much all I got. I mean, I just really don't again I want to thank obviously Keith. I want to thank Larry Rolla. Big happy birthday to Larry at not till I thought it was midnight, but happy birthday, Larry. And Alfred Natoli and his wife, unbelievable people though. Today it was just I wish those videos really uploaded because they were just a great time. And I have no idea, but that's weird though because that makes no sense because I got rid of the others. Let me just check something. Just want to make sure that the stream yard's all right. Number 2 is coming in. I'm gonna be 1 second. Be right back.
Money. Got muscles on the street.
All right, I am back. Sorry about that. Actually, it wasn't all screwed up though, but apologies on that. I wish I had, and you know what, too? I made it vertical though, like an idiot though, so I should put a background though. But this guy here is fantastic. Check out the today. Oh,
Money. Got muscles on the street. A couple of guys I owed them. So that's what I did. I gave them money. That's what I did.
Yeah? You call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you...
There's the glasses. Pesci's movie. There's the glasses.
Oh, is that?
these
Yeah.
are Joe Pesci's lines though, and he's don't fuck up, Al. Pay that rent. Did you ever pay the rent?
I never paid the rent. I didn't gamble. I lied all the time.
Joe Pesci's double right here. He's helping us with the Buffalino project, and we are honored. I can speak for Mr. Joe Buffalino as well.
I've been Joe Stand-in for about 25 years.
Joe Pesci's double for 25 years, and just a great guy. He actually pushed Russell Buffalino at the end of the Irishman. I'm going to church.
That's me.
He's a degenerate gambler, Al, who, even not the real Al, but who he played, but just a great guy, great musician. Let me play the piano here and stuff, and Him and his wife are extraordinary people, and from the Buffalinos, I just want to say thank you so much, John.
Thank you. Thank you. The Buffalino was affiliated in the Pennsylvania area and the Philly area. And
Man, he was just such a great, just fantastic energy, just a great guy, and just a warm guy, and very, very thankful. So thank you so much, though, again, Alfred. And you know what a day. And some people say to me, like, they'll be like, "How you got like, oh my god, you'll drive like 2 or 3, 4 hours, though, and then like to go, yeah, why not? I'll drive 4 hours if I have to, not even just for the like, not even if that the documentary wasn't going on, but like just that, like, meet some cool people and just talk or whatever. Or yeah, I don't care. That's what I used to do back on the other channel. I mean, the other if people know me from that, I used to always go up to like Rhode Island, like Massachusetts every other like week. Springfield, I was in Springfield a lot. Uh, bunch of places. Like I was to Connecticut. That's like halfway there. But I mean, that's what I used to always do. I used to love to do walk and talks, but I had to stop doing them, unfortunately. But there's nothing like on location. And speaking of on location, though, me and no Keith though will be on location though together coming up in about 2.5 weeks, I'd say. So stay tuned for that. And subscribe to Mind Over Madness. And again, Keith, I hope you're not mad at me. I hope I held it down okay. And everyone out there, you guys have a great rest of your week. Don't take shit from anyone. Do it your way, not their way, unless their way is the right way. My name is Loomis, and I'll speak for my partner and Keith because he can't speak right now, literally. So get well, Keith, and we will see you next Tuesday live at 7 p.m. Eastern on Mind Over Madness. Good night, everyone, and have a great job. Have a great job. Have a great night.